Hi, this video is really for the mum and dad. Some of you have been asking for some tips and ideas for lessons to do with your children. So today I'm going to give a little demonstration about ordering numbers and counting. Now, this exercise normally I would sit next to the child, but obviously I'll be blocking your view. And I don't have a small child, so I've got a bear just to demonstrate what side the child should be facing, the numbers and yourself as well. Now, I've got 5 numbers here. The upper nursery, probably I'd start off with 10. If they are unfamiliar with maybe more than 2, reduce the number. But just for the purposes of the video, so you can see and it doesn't go on too long, I've got 5 numbers. So basically I'd put them in a line out of order and ask the child next to them, start off by saying, can you find number 2? And get them to point to the number, point to the right number, just say, you found number 2. Then move on to the next one. If they don't know 2 and they point to 3, you say, you found 3. Have a really good look, see if you can find 2. Maybe they just haven't looked properly the first time and they find 2 the second time. Great, so you know they can find 2, it's just a matter of concentrating. And maybe it's double Dutch to them and they don't know what 2 looks like at all yet. So if that's the case and they find, I don't know, 1, you say you found 1. And you say, take the card out, take the number out and say, this is number 2. And at that point, you can show them how to trace the number with your finger. It helps them remember, and put the number back. I've got some lovely cards, teaching resources here, but you can make your own ones just written on paper. I've wrote some on some stones that I found of a similar size, and children are attracted to handling the stones, which helps them extend their concentration for the exercise as well. So anything, you can use anything you like, really. Just try and get it of a similar variety so that you know they're reading the numbers and you're not just remembering colours or shapes. Okay, so go through all the numbers like this in exactly the same way. Then ask them, do you think the numbers are in the right order? They might look at you like, what are you talking about? Then you say, shall we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what number did I start with? They might say 1. If they don't worry, you say 1. Can you find 1? And they'll find 1 again, so they're still finding again. And then you move, you say, let's put number 1 over here, because that's where we start with our smallest number on this side. Now, what comes after 1? What number are we looking for next? They might look at you blankly. So just count 1 and then leave a gap. And if they say 2, fantastic. Can you find 2? Let's put it next to number 1. Sometimes the child wants to just take over at this point and do it really quickly. Encourage them to take a turn with you. Say, oh, can I have my turn first? And then you have your turn afterwards. You could do it all on your own then. And go through the numbers. 1, 2, and obviously, can you find 3? So on. So if they still don't remember one of the numbers, so in this case 4, just find it for them and say this is 4 and put it, and it goes next to 3. So you've got your number line. Fantastic. Now, next step you can use, I've got these really nice beads, but you could use anything, you could use Lego pieces, or anything, any connecting blocks or anything like that. What's important about it is that the beads are all of the same size and the same colour, again because it helps them to focus on careful counting, which is what you're trying to encourage in the next step of this exercise where you're matching quantity to numeral. It's good to remember that even if the child can read all the numbers and put them in all in the right order, they still might not at this stage have a concept of what the numbers actually even mean. So the next step of this exercise helps them to see that the numbers are going from smallest to largest. Right, so breaking it all the time, we're just breaking it down really simple steps so that they have a chance to learn and absorb all the information. I've actually got 10 beads here, so I'll take these ones away, we don't need all these. If we match the beads to the numbers, they're usually quite attracted by the toy aspect of it. You usually want to do this stage. And you say, okay, so where's our first number? Reiterating the smallest number that we start with, 1. What colour set of beads just has 1? And they can usually see it straight away because it's fairly obvious it's just 1, and they go, that's 1. They say red, and you say fantastic. Let's put it under here so we know that one red one matches number 1. Which one has 2? Again, they'll probably see it, the smaller numbers obviously, but it soon becomes harder to see. So on number 2, they find it, take it out before you put it underneath the 2. Demonstrate careful counting. 1, 2. You're right, there's 2 green beads. Let's put them underneath number 2. What one comes next? Maybe they go for the yellow ones now. Take the pair out and say, we're looking for the next smallest number. So let's have a look at them. Turn them around, put them next to each other. Which one's smaller? They'll usually see at this point the comparison. And again, say that's right. Let's count just to check. 1, 2, 3. And reiterate each time. Let's put the 3 pink beads underneath number 3. And so on. I hope it's helpful. I know it's sort of all fairly obvious when broken down, but actually sometimes the breaking it down and making it really simple for the child is the hardest part.